In 1823 a boy was born on Scottish ground, young Francis McCallum, before the law had tracked him down. At 15 years they chained his hands for breaking through a door, and the Minerva carried him to Van Diemen shore. They gave him 7 years in chains beneath Tasmania's sky, but the boy would not be broken, and he'd spit them in the eye. They stretched his sentence out to life for every act of will, but the fire that burned in Melville was a fire they couldn't kill. Oh, Captain Melville, the gentleman, they say, who'd tip his hat to ladies on the old Bendigo way. Through the black forest shadows where the gold coaches ran, he was a boy they sent in chains, came back a wanted man. By 1851 he'd slipped Tasmania's iron hold, and found his way to Melbourne when the ground was thick with gold. He rode the roads round Merced, and he ruled the black forest track, and every digger knew his name and the pistol at his back. He'd stop a coach at gunpoint with a manner cool and fine. He'd take a lady's ring and say, "Forgive me, love, it's mine." Then bow as if it's Sunday church and vanish through the trees. The gentleman of Bushrangers, he robbed them with such ease. Oh, Captain Melville, the gentleman, they say, who'd tip his hat to ladies on the old Bendigo way. Through the black forest shadows where the gold coaches ran, he was a boy they sent in chains, came back a wanted man.
Forgive me, love, it's mine.
On Christmas Eve of '52 in Geelong's candlelight, they found him in a Kooyoora street house on that holy night. Thomas Smith, he called himself, but the troopers knew his face, and they dragged old Captain Melville to Judge Redmond Barry's place. 32 long years the judge lay down without a blink, and they threw him on the success that rotting prison hulk to sink. But Melville wasn't finished, no, he led the boys to fight. A warden fell a convict, drowned on that October night. They sentenced him to hang, but couldn't prove the killing hand. So they marched him through the iron gates where old Melbourne Gaol did stand. He carved a spoon to sharpen's edge and cut the governor's ear, and they locked him in the darkness with nothing left but fear. On the 10th day of August 1857's cold, they found him in his cell, the final story to be told. A handkerchief wound tied around his throat, a slip knot tied. The gentleman of Bushrangers had taken his own life inside. Oh, Captain Melville, the gentleman, they say, who'd tip his hat to ladies on the old Bendigo way. From a Scottish boy in irons to the caves that bear his name, in the gums of old Kooyoora still whispers Melville's fame. Now the caves up in Kooyoora where he'd watch the goldfields glow still carry Captain Melville's name from all those years ago. And if you walk those granite halls when evening shadows fall, you might hear the gentleman still pacing through his guild.